Kian Ducrot, Heaven on BBC Radio Oxford. It's 10 to 8 now on Saturday morning, and it's time to do something very, very exciting because BBC Radio Oxford's Cristina Parry, producer Cristina, as you might know her, signed up to a 12-week personal trainer programme to try and better understand her changing body because she's going through the menopause and started to feel like her body was completely different. And she's just completed the course, and today she's back to reveal how she got on. Cristina, hello, welcome to the studio. It's
Good morning.
Nice to have you this side of the glass.
Yes, absolutely.
It's a very rare treat, this, isn't it? So how do you feel this morning and after this big programme that you've just undertaken?
Amazing. I mean, it's been much more than I expected. I sort of went into this as a kind of healthy skeptic.
Right.
But have come out of it really feeling different because I think the biggest thing for me was that right at the beginning, I don't think people understand how much hormones change your body. Everyone knows our teenagers and, you know, but when you go through menopause, your body just changes how it reacts to food and exercise and how your joints act and everything, just so different. And I just feel like I felt like I couldn't get a grip on it at all. And that's when I found Ben.
Hello, Ben.
Hello.
What
nice
a great
to be here.
segue that is.
It's like she's a professional.
So Ben Fox is from Health Squared Personal Training, and you have been the person who's been guiding Cristina through this whole process, right?
Yeah, the weight's on my shoulders for this one.
No pressure.
So yeah, Cristina came to me, and like she said, she was. A healthy skeptic. You were really up for it. I think that. Let's be clear. She threw herself in. Feet first, really, really wanting this change, but also wondering how much change can possibly happen over 12 weeks. And when you've experienced a lot of that change through menopause and, like you say, feeling very different in your body, I suppose that there's a bit of skepticism of, will anything work?
Absolutely.
Am I just sort of... Is this how I am now? And maybe just the aches and pains and, sort of weight gain that I didn't really feel like I deserved, is that just something I'm just going to have? So I think some of that skepticism came from that.
Definitely.
But you really threw yourself in, and I think that's the key thing, is actually following the advice. No change will come if you don't make change. That change can be hard. That change does require a lot of willpower and a lot of motivation and stuff, but that's a lot of what I'm trying to support with. Is that
this 12-week programme ended up being a bit more than 12 weeks, didn't it, Cristina?
Yes, it did. Because I ended up going to work in Liverpool for Eurovision for 3 weeks. So that sort of I did try and carry it on while I was there. So I joined a gym there, and I still made sure that I ate what I could. But my schedule was completely all over the place, so it was a bit more difficult. And then when I got back, I got labyrinthitis for a month, so I couldn't actually stand up, so I couldn't go exercising or anything.
It's a good excuse.
Yeah. I mean, I thought that was the best one. So it was, it was certainly that was a trying time for sure. That 4 weeks particularly, but I think it was more realistic.
Yeah, because your journey's not always going to be so smooth, is it, Ben? This journey that you go on in terms of improving your health.
Yeah, I think it's important to start the journey with the idea in your mind that it's gonna be 100% successful. Not going in there with any doubts. However, also having kind of actually a bit of a healthy understanding of, okay, I have to work out a way to make this work with life, because life will throw things up at me. And actually, I often have the conversation with new clients or even prospective clients, and sometimes they say, well, I'm not sure it's the right time now because of dot, or I'm not sure it's the right time because of whatever, right? But to be honest, like 2 weeks down the line, there'll be something else. You might think it's the perfect time, but honestly, there is no perfect time. The perfect time is, as soon as you've thought about it and you're ready, that's the time. So actually, in a funny way, doing it while life is quite difficult teaches you to do it while life is quite difficult.
Absolutely.
If you can build a gym routine while there's nothing else going on in your life, all of us imagine you're not working, you're just literally going to do gym. You're literally going to there's no kids or anything, you're just going to do gym, food. oh, right, well, I think most of us could probably do that, right?
Yeah.
So actually learning to build it in with work, things that crop up, holidays, etc. It's actually a really important skill. So if anything, start at the wrong time, because
Love
you might
that,
learn
yeah.
how to do,
Yeah,
you know,
it's a
might actually
great way of
learn how
thinking about
to
it.
work with the difficult times, because
Yeah.
that's the time it matters, isn't it?
Yeah. So it's been 12 weeks, a bit more than 12 weeks, but it's been the end of the programme now. The big reveal then. How did Cristina do? What's the headline overall?
So Cristina, absolutely fantastic. I just want to preface with this is come from a woman who's very game, who does her best with everything, and really was up for the challenge. So just putting that out there, that I was the sat nav, but she was the one driving, right? She was the one following the advice through and actually getting this done.
Yeah.
So over the 12 weeks, she's lost 10 kilos. So for those who work in, let's say
That's
old
amazing.
money, woo! Let's say for old money, that's nearly 2 stone, and just that's absolutely fantastic from a weight loss perspective. But also, I think I'll pass over to Cristina, because she found that it wasn't just the weight, and actually probably the thing that you were like, actually the thing that I've found the most benefit is not just the weight. There's all these other things that have happened.
Inch loss. I lost 4 inches off my waist, 4 inches off my hips. But the biggest thing for me is being able to move. I was starting to get. I mean, I'm not old. I'm in my 50s, but I was starting to even find it difficult to stand up from chairs or get up off the floor. And I just thought that was what I had to live with.
That was age, right?
This was it. This is what was coming for me, and actually this has proved to me that that's not the case, and I just have less aches and pains. So on that level, it has completely changed, and I am a convert for life, basically. Yeah, absolutely. And I'm not stopping it now.
If you were to give someone advice who's looking to sort of start a journey like this, start to improve their body, improve their fitness, Cristina, what would your advice be, firstly, just to get up and start doing it?
Yes,
always the hardest
I
part,
think
isn't
it is, and also to be kind to yourself, which is another thing that Ben has really taught me, because we beat ourselves up so much all the time when we think that we fail.
Yes.
So, if I had a bad day and I had an ice cream or something, I was like, oh, whereas before I'd say, Tuesday, I'd say, well, I'll just start again next Monday.
Yeah.
I started to go, no, I'll just start again tomorrow. And then I say, no, I'll start again tonight. So, it's just that you start being kind to yourself and, and not beating yourself up so much. And I think that's a really massive lesson is, just you're doing it for yourself. But for me, having a personal trainer was amazing because I was accountable to someone.
Absolutely, yeah.
And that's why it really worked for me, because when I'm not accountable to someone, I go, well, no one's going to know.
Yeah. Well, that's brilliant. Well, Cristina, well done. And Ben as well from Health Squared. Should we just have a big round of applause, a rapturous applause for Cristina? Because
for Cristina, she did such a good job.
Incredible job. So well done. And thank you, Ben, for coming in. Really appreciate it.
BBC Radio Oxford.